Hello friends, tonight we're taking a look at the Spiritus Systems Microfight Mark IV chest rig. This is one of the best chest rigs on the market and one of the most modular. Hell, it might be the most modular, and it doesn't have any molly on it. It's all Velcro, which I love. Keeps it really light. This rig will do anything, and for that reason, this isn't really going to be a review so much as it'll kind of just be a tour of the Microfight. But most importantly, I'm going to show you how to put this thing together, as I couldn't find a video explaining how to do that. So since this is a tutorial, you won't see as many jokes, and I'll probably forego the music, just so that this can be as useful as possible when you're putting your Spiritus systems together. When reviewing gear like this, it's also important to talk about perspective. I'm not law enforcement, I'm not military, so my perspective on gear is a little bit different. I'm just a civilian who spends a lot of time shooting in the middle of nowhere. So for me, a rig like this serves three purposes. It lets me conveniently carry a lot of stuff that I need for a day at the range, all on my person. It looks super cool, and if folks ever break into my home while I'm there, or society implodes because Alexa becomes sentient and collapses the stock market, I have a few magazines all in one place, ready to be used immediately. Features. This chest rig is completely modular. If you're buying one of these, that's probably why. These mag pouches aren't really pouches so much as they are just elastic with Velcro, and that attaches to the inside of the chassis anywhere you like. I think Spiritus calls them inserts, but I'll probably keep calling them pouches by accident because I'm dumb. So you can configure this chassis any way that you like. The Velcro on the back lets you attach it underneath this here. I'm not going to pull all that off, but that lets you attach it to a plate carrier. On the front, you can attach, I don't know, whatever you like, really. They make all kinds of things. Expander wings, a dangly pouch called the sack. Man, I love a company with a sense of humor, and I think there are other options too. You can wear it with these thick and lovely H harness straps like I've got here. Very nice. Or like I said, you can attach it to the plate carrier like the Faro Slickster or Spiritus's own LV119. And this is the Mark IV. Like I said, there aren't many huge differences between the Mark III and IV. It's small stuff. So if you happen upon a Mark III and want to buy that, you're still going to have an absolutely awesome chest rig. Okay, so how do you set one of these up? Well, first, let's take all of my shit out of it. Got my lovely Microtech in there. Take out these magazines. This magazine. These magazines. And we'll put all that stuff to the side because we're going to need that stuff when we're putting it back together. You'll see what I mean in a moment. So now we've got to get the inserts out of there. And they're secure. I'm probably going to have to pull it closer to my body to get them off. Okay, so we took all the stuff out of it. You can see it's totally empty. This is very lightweight, by the way. You can hear the buckles jingle-jangle all over the desk, which is probably really irritating. But we're going to change the configuration a little bit. I only want to have 3 PMags, 2 Glock mags, and then this little flippity-flappity flip-flap thing that's going to cover a knife, a flashlight, and some other junk. So first, let's install the flippity-flap. So that's going to go inside it right here. Yeah, we're going to figure out how we want that positioned. Let's line it up evenly for our OCD, and bam, there you go. All right, so step 1, you can see that it's got Velcro on the back as well to make sure that our magazine insert stays in. Now, let's put in the magazine insert. So for the magazine insert, there's a trick to getting this in correctly. We're going to use these pieces of a manila folder that I cut up because fuck manila folders, and these are going to help us get this against the Velcro without Velcroing all kinds of stuff together. So first, let's put the magazines in the inserts. Oh, and since I have it all on the table here, it's all getting stuck together. All right, so got these together, giving this some shape. Now we're going to use these manila folder pieces to cover the Velcro inside. You can probably see where I'm going with this. Yeah, there's that. There's that. And then we're going to take our insert Okay, I've pretty much got that in there the way that I want it. Then we're going to pull the manila folder pieces out. And then we're going to press it together. And it's in there. Yeah. So the manila folder without that, this is pretty much impossible. The Velcro all sticks together and it's just... It's probably possible, but you won't be happy with the results, and it'll bother your OCD every time you look in there and see it all just fucked up and sideways. So when we've got it where we want it, we're going to check and make sure that the magazines come in and out, and they do. I've heard people say that with the microfight, it's harder to get the mags in and out than some others. Maybe it is harder, but it's not like it's difficult. These are empties, and it's a lot easier with full ones even. It's really just no big deal. Alrighty. So once you know that you can reinsert the mags, you know you've got it all right. We're ready to move on. Now we need to put in our pistol insert. And that's going to go right in there. So we're going to take our two magazines once more. We're going to put them in this to give some shape to the insert. I'm working way across a table with my arms fully extended, so this is kind of difficult and awkward. And in retrospect, it's probably pretty dumb to put this Velcro on the outside of my working surface. I really should have thought that through, but I didn't. All right. We use our manila folder sheets once more. Yeah. Yeah, I got that like that. Get the pistol magazines where you want them to be. I like that. And then you're going to pull the pieces of paper out once more. Give it a press. Yeah, very secure. And we can take our mags in and out. Very nice. And we've got our flip flap on there. Cool stuff. And then let's see, under my flip flap, let's see, I'm going to put this knife. And this knife, and this knife, and this thing, and you can see it holds a remarkable amount for something so small. The back straps attached to these clips. Hello. All right. So put the harnessy part over. Use this buckle there. This buckles right here. This thing comes around right here. Buckles right there, and bam, you are wearing the microfight. Yeah, check it out. Yeah, pretty cool, yeah. How is the microfight Mark IV performed? I'm a civilian. I shoot a lot, but I don't have a use for huge, heavy chest rigs that hold piles and piles of stuff. For me, something like the microfight is perfect. It makes me feel quick, not much slower than if I was wearing no chest rig at all, and it makes me shoot with a little more confidence than I would if I was wearing 50 pounds of shit. This is probably my favorite harness, too. I love the H style. I've had some in the past that had insanely thick padded straps that actually got in the way of trying to shoulder a rifle. Not so with this. But with those rigs, some of them were so huge and heavy you really needed the extra padding. But this just offers no extra complication. And the way it rides high and tight on your body is incredibly comfortable. If you size it right, there's no bounce, no wobble, and all of your tactical crap is right there ready for you to grab. The chassis and the inserts are also flexible enough that it will conform to your chest, removing that feeling of wearing a cinder block that even those small Molly rigs have. They feel really stiff. The elastic inserts are really quiet, so that you can be silent like the footsteps of a Navy SEAL when you're taking your mags in and out. Or more honestly, for most of us, so that you don't annoy the shit out of your significant other while trying to practice a fancy reload you saw on YouTube. The modularity, though, that's the best thing about the Microfight. It would still be a great piece of gear even if the only configuration was the one that you see. But having the option to explore nearly any conceivable arrangement of stuff is really useful. You can, on a whim, change everything to try a new technique, a new way of arranging your magazines, to shave down your reloading times, whatever, you can change it. You'll learn a lot about your own preferences and what works best for you. When a piece of gear is working with you rather than demanding that you work around it, it's a great experience. In the past, sometimes I felt kind of tied to doing things a certain way. Mags go here, a pistol goes here, flashlight goes here. With this, I feel myself letting go of that. I'll try anything for a day or two. For instance, I've found that I can most easily access pistol mags farther away from my left hand all the way to the right. Hell, I may try putting my PMags up front. I may put a pistol in the front and ditch a belt holster altogether. The sky's the limit, and I love it. Final thoughts. If you're one of the 4 people who regularly watch my channel, you may have noticed that I didn't compare the Spiritus to other micro rigs, namely the Haley D3 CRM. I didn't compare them because both are so awesome that it practically doesn't matter which you choose. Pick whichever one feels best to you and has the features that you need, and take it to the range, shoot it, and enjoy it. It really doesn't matter. I'll probably end up with one of each. You get a great product either way. If you haven't tried a micro rig at all, you owe it to yourself to give one a whirl. If you're a civilian looking for an ideal home defense setup, you probably don't need to have a rig that holds 12 magazines, that makes you look like the Michelin Man and completely prevents you from going prone. How will you hide from the shape-shifting lizard invasion if you can't go prone under your king ranch? I can't speak for you, but for me, a micro chest rig is just the ticket. Sometimes I spend the entire day at the range in the hot South Carolina sun, and the Spiritus is a pleasure to wear. It's the small details. The straps are the right width. The stitching is excellent. The buckles are covered up so that they don't get bumped with the elastic. Really nice stuff. The nylon is heavy enough to be strong, but not so heavy it's too stiff. But enough yammering, just know that this is a good piece of gear, a really good one. So much tactical junk is useless fluff, stuff that will weigh you down and lighten your wallet. Isn't it refreshing to see something that just fucking works? Thanks for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful evening, and I'll talk to you soon. Good night.